Shalom, everybody. Most High Christ bless. Okay, so today's class, we're going to be focusing in on what the leadership has been bringing out. So the title of the class is Super Simps, Slick Pimps, and Boss Chicks. Because in our society, that's what's promoted. So they either promoting you being a simp, a pimp, or a boss chick. And all of that is out of order and destruction of the nation. Okay, so I want to start out. This is a scripture that Bishop brings out, and it means a lot. So we're going to start out. Let's start out with Revelations 14:4. Because we are, as the leaders, as the men, we got to understand we got to do this.
Revelations chapter 14 and verse 4. Excuse me. These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto God and to the Lamb.
So it's letting you know that the 144,000, they're not going to be simps, they're not going to be pimps. They're going to be men of the Lord. Understand that, because you got to think about what is promoted to us as a nation. Like when you look at the music videos, like like a lot of your R&B, like you got the Keith Sweats. What is he promoting? He promotes simping. So then you got, who else is on the flip side of that? What they promote? When you talk about dealing with all the different chicks and stuff like that, you got different artists out there. And then as far as the boss chicks, who do you got out there? You got Beyonce. She promoting independent women, strong independent women. You don't need a man. How many women actually believe that they don't need a man? I just want to know. Do we got any here that believe they don't need a man? Okay, I'm just making sure.
Well, for the pimp one, I'm pretty sure people don't know this, but it's a Cali rapper named Sugar Free. He was an actual pimp. So that's all he rap about is pimping.
And then you had actual pimps. Like, remember you had the famous one, Don Magic Juan. I don't know if y'all could pick his picture up, but he was famous for a while. He was hanging out with Snoop Dogg. Don Magic Juan. He talking about, I don't want nothing old but gold. Just letting you know how you get down. He like them them tenderonis, them young sisters.
And you had what, Superfly?
Yeah, Superfly. But you have to think about that actually is psychological warfare, because they're using these images to promote to us as something being attractive. Now more recently you got even the craziest stuff. Like I can't even, like we could probably play like a short clip. If you could find that Glorilla video with the dude on there, like I just had to, because I can't really describe it. Like words can't do it justice. You got to see it. I know it's going to hurt some of y'all, even myself, to watch this, but we're going to play a short clip. But this is what's being promoted to the young sisters and the brothers right now. And it's up to us to go out and change that imagery. Y'all got it? They're going to pull it up. So it's like one of the most popular videos right now. So they're going to pop it up. We're just going to play like just a quick, you know how YouTube is. They be hating. They'll try to shut us down. We're just going to play like a quick second of it. And then we're going to move on. Y'all got it? Okay, it's coming up, family. But that's what's important for us as men. We got to make sure that we're in order. The sisters got to be in order. I always tell this story, when I touch on this topic about my grandma, how when I was growing up, my grandma on my dad's side, how she honored my grandfather. And I can't remember a time where she ever spoke back to him. Like she might get mad, he might say something to get her upset, and the most she would do was just barely mumble something under her breath, but you couldn't understand really what she was saying. But I don't really think that people really understand how important that is, because by her showing him that level of respect, it taught the children to respect. You know what I'm saying? Then other people to respect him because they saw the respect and the reverence that she had for her husband. So you put off that energy. So you got to think about this. If our sisters, like when we watching this video right here, if the sisters don't respect the men, and then we don't respect the sisters, and we just talk about our own people, how can we expect the white man, the Chinese man, and all these nations to respect us if we don't respect ourselves? So then we wonder, why does the white man shoot us down like he did? Because we don't have no self-respect. You understand that? If we can't respect ourselves, why do we expect the Chinese man to respect us or treat us any kind of way? Y'all got it? Okay, so let's play a little bit of the video. We're just going to play a little bit. So we got to see. This is, now look at the dumb eyelashes. Now watch how they talk to each other here, man. This is crazy right here.
On the gun, hey.
Fuck my hoe, fuck that bitch. I don't give a fuck about none of this shit. Leave me alone, don't text my phone. It is what it is, I'm on what you on.
Fuck my nigga, he ain't shit. Boy ain't good for number dick.
That's enough. So now, this is what is being promoted to, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what the kids is listening to. You see the hatred up in that thing, man? And the disrespect. So when we see something like that, how can we expect other nations to respect us? That's crazy. You understand what I'm saying? Like, when I seen it, I couldn't believe it. I thought it was like some kind of parody or something. I was like, this is real, like real music, like what they promoting.
It's from Baby Boy, the parody they were doing.
Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing, though, man. I don't care. Like, we can't have that type of imagery out there. You won't never see a Chinese version of that. You won't never see a white version of that. You won't never see an East Indian version of that. They don't talk to each other or disrespect their people like that. You understand that? We the only people that do that. So let's go to, she got something here wrong. we're going to start with the Simps, the super Simps. Let's go to Proverbs 31. I know a lot of times we go to Proverbs 31. We always, talk about the Proverbs 31 woman. But let's get Proverbs 31, 1, read down to 3.
Proverbs 31 and verse 1. The words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him.
So we going into what a mother is teaching his son. This is talking about King Solomon. Read.
What, my son, and what the sons, and what the son of my womb, and what the son of my vows. Give not thy strength unto women.
So what is the first thing she said to him?
Give not thy strength unto women.
Read.
Nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings.
Because she understood that if you underneath of a woman, you going down. You understand that? So this is the first, because that's out of order. That's Shaq playing point guard. You being behind a woman. You understand that? That's you out of position. Let's jump to Sirach 33. So what does that mean? Give not thou strength unto women. Let's go to Sirach 33 and 18. And let's touch on that.
Sirach chapter 33 and verse 18. Hear me, O ye great men of the people, and hearken with your ears, ye rulers of the congregation.
Read.
Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee while thou livest.
Keep reading.
And give not thy goods to another, lest it repent thee, and thou entreat for the same again.
Read.
As long as thou livest and hast breath in thee, give not thyself over to any.
Keep reading.
For better it is that thy children should seek to thee, than that thou shouldest stand to their courtesy.
Read.
In all thy works keep to thyself the preeminence. Leave not a stain in thine honor.
See that? So the point is, you got to be the one in charge. You got to have the preeminence. Nobody can see you running behind a woman because that's out of order. As brothers, as men, not running behind your children. We have to keep the proper order. It'd be like if I wanted to get ahead of Christ, somebody want to get ahead of Christ, how I look, talk about I'm over Christ. You understand that? And that, what kind of order is that? That makes no sense. So we have to always maintain the preeminence as men of the Lord. When we come here, I know a lot of us come out of, we all coming out of Babylon and what we've been taught. Like I said, through the music and through different things. They teach you that the order is reversed. Like I was working on a job for Edomite and was doing some work at his house. And his wife pulled up and he say, "Oh, the boss is here now." And I was just thinking like, damn, well, you know what I'm saying? Like you say, like the boss, here come the boss. And I was just like, damn, so even like they just promote that openly and they proud of that because like in this Western society, in America in particular, they really push that. Babylon, they push that. Like if you go to some other places like Russia and then other places like that, they don't really push that. They really like when you look at them, they are pushing, like a regular family unit. Like other nations like Elam, other countries have pretty much told America they don't want that garbage. What's the one, Dubai, where they had the World Cup, and they tried to bring the gay agenda over there. They was like, nah, you can't have that over here. We don't want that over here. Because let's get that in Revelations 11:8. Because we got to understand what we're dealing with right here. So a lot of this feminism, a lot of our sisters, they think that that's empowering to them, and it's putting them on the, the same level as the men and different things like that. They don't really understand the agenda behind that. But we're going to touch on it as we go on.
Revelations chapter 11 and verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
So it's letting you know that this place is spiritually called Sodom because of the homosexuality and all of that. So that's why you're seeing them now. We don't know, because you got to think about the process. The process is, okay, women, you're equal to men. Now they got to the point to where they pretty much settled that in their how they promote things. So now that we got that settled, now there's no such thing as a woman. I don't know what a woman is. There's no gender. Everybody, you know what I mean, it's just one gender. We don't know. So when your baby's born, we got to figure out later on down the line what gender it is. We don't know what gender it is. We don't know if it's a man or a woman. We can't tell. So we have to understand that all of these things, like Esau thinks way out ahead. All this has been planned out. And I know a lot of times when I teach, I put up that same document. It's called the Jaffe Memo that was put up in 1969, where everything that you're seeing take place now was already planned out. So a lot of things that we're seeing being implemented, they planned out, 50 years ago. This is a process for them that slowly, incrementally put things in. But as you can see, the times that we're in, things are starting to progress where it's becoming more and more obvious what they're doing. So let's go to, speaking of Simps, you got something you want to say, officer? Go ahead.
So when they say spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, I know a lot of times when we say Egypt, we think of the slavery part. But guess what? Also, it's talking about the ways of Egypt. All right. And part of that is what officers bringing out. In Egypt, they put the woman over. Oh, this is my queen. They do it today. The people that claim to be, they say they Egyptologists and all that, they put the woman above the men. So that's the same thing right there when it says spiritual Egypt. It's talking about also the ways of Egypt. And that's what they push over here.
Yeah, matter of fact, just to add to that, go to Leviticus 18:1. Go there real quick. Let's go there to 18:1. Let's see what the Most High God told the Israelites when we came out of Egypt.
Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Lord your God. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do. Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances.
I'll say, so now jump down to verse 22.
Leviticus 18, verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination. So
they're saying, you know what I mean? So when we look at spiritually Sodom and Egypt, it's letting you know that, even the Egyptians, like we had to stop that when we came out of Egypt. So let me ask you, brother right here, I don't know the brother's name with the black shirt on. I got a question for you. So if we're fortunate, if you keeping the commandments, you're fortunate enough to get delivered out of here, you go to the wilderness, right? That's where we're supposed to go, to the wilderness, right?
Yes, sir.
So now, what is the Most High? So now, if we're in spiritual Egypt and Sodom right now, what do you think is going to be some of the trials that people going to have in the wilderness?
Some of the trials that people going to have.
Yeah,
in the
like
wilderness?
what's going to be some of the issues that people going to be dealing with when they go out into the wilderness?
Well, hopefully none.
Now well, hopefully none, but let's.
Fornication. lust and adultery. I'm not sure.
I mean, to sum it up, I mean, and nothing you're saying is wrong, but to sum it up, we're going to be it's going to be people dealing with the same issues that they deal with when they
Dealing with
left
all types of sin.
out of here, because it's the same place.
Yes, sir.
You understand that? It's the same sins we're going to be dealing with. You're going to have people out in the wilderness talking about, man, I miss them double cheeseburgers. Moses, or not Moses, the 144. You got me out here starving, man. I used to pull up and get the, what they got, the value menu at the McDonald's. And I'm out here eating this manna. Jokers going to be getting their heads chopped off. That's what's going to be happening, because we got people that just love this place. Because you got to think about it. We left out of Egypt. We saw that whole place destroyed, the armies and everything, and then we still wanted to go back because we had a love for this place. So the impression that it made on our people, we still got people today idolizing Egypt. Israelites that you see, they're talking about the Egyptologists, the Hotep. You got that one dude I seen with the ponytail, got all his hair shaved off with the ponytail. We got all this madness. Yeah, it's his name, Shawnetta or something like that. So we had the same. So we still are going back to that Egypt. So just imagine if that Egypt had that type of influence on us, just imagine this type of Egypt, that's what influence it's going to have on the people. That's it, brother. I appreciate it, though. So let's go. We're going to get an example of one of the first simps in the Bible. Let's go to Judges 16. He's not the first, but he's one of the first. We're just going to we got one a little bit further back. 16:1. Let's get that.
Yes, sir. Judges chapter 16 and verse 1. Then went Samson to Gaza, and saw there an harlot, and went in unto her.
So this is Samson. He was getting this pimp mode on. He went up into a hoe. You know how the Negro do. That's Jake. Let's jump down to 4 and 5. Let's read that.
Verse 4. And it came to pass afterward that he loved a woman in the valley of Sorek, whose name was Delilah.
Read.
And the lords of the Philistines came up unto her, and said unto her, entice him.
Said to do what to him?
Entice him,
Read.
and see wherein his great strength lieth,
Because he was killing the Philistines. He was murdering them. Keep reading.
and by what means we may prevail against him, that we may bind him to afflict him. And we will give thee every one of us 1,100 pieces of silver.
So you know what this shows? Because a lot of times our brothers and sisters, they will go to the other nations. But it's showing you that those other nations have, no matter how much they love you, they always are more loyal to their own people than they are to you. You understand that? So let's jump over to, let's see where I want to go. 16 and 17. Let's get that.
Verse
So let's
6
see what happened.
Verse 16. And it came to pass, when she pressed him daily with her words,
So she nagged the hell out of this brother. Read.
and urged him, so that his soul was vexed unto death.
And I'm going to tell y'all something. Now, we reading this. They said his soul was vexed unto death. Like, it's sisters that can do that. It's sisters that do that. Like, I'm going to tell y'all sisters, a lot of times, that's why you ain't got no man. A lot of y'all sisters that ain't got no man, that can't get no man, a lot of times it's your mouth. You understand? I'm just going to tell you straight, because you'll keep him. Like, you might be able to get him in the door. He'll stay there for a little while, but as soon as your mouth open up, then the next thing you know, he'll leave. You be like, damn, what happened? Your mouth ran him out the door. That's what happened. Read that again.
Verse 17. That he told her all
read 16
sorry.
again.
And it came to pass, when she pressed him daily with her words,
She nagged the hell out of this brother. Read.
and urged him, so that his soul was vexed unto death.
That's heavy right there. His soul was vexed unto death. He was like, damn, I'm just ready to die. There's some sisters out there that can actually drive you to that point. Believe me, I've seen it. Like, I've seen it. Read.
Verse 17. That he told her all his heart.
He was like, damn, I got to tell you everything. I just can't listen to another word. So you got to think about this. This is this man's secret. He got to already know what the sister's doing. You understand that? Because he already trapped him up a couple times. He can't be that simple where he didn't know really what was going on, that he wasn't going to get trapped up. Read.
That he told her all his heart, and said unto her, there hath not come a razor upon mine head, for I have been a Nazarite unto God from my mother's womb. If I be shaven, then my strength will go from me, and I shall become weak and be like any other man.
So we all know what happened at the end of that story. Yeah. And that was, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was the beginning of the end. So let's go. I want to get a scripture off of that, though, because he did what he told her all her heart. Go to Micah 7:5. Let's get that right there, because this is us as men. Now, that's something, because you got, like, I've seen movies and I've seen, stories, documentaries in the military where they'll have somebody, they'll knock his eyeballs out, they'll do stuff to his wrist, have water dripping on his head and all that to get him to talk, and he still won't talk. But then you got this woman that nagged this dude to talk. You got to think about that. You get tortured. They putting nails under your fingernails and all that kind of stuff, torturing you, and jokers don't talk, don't break. But then they got a sister getting there, running her mouth, break the dude down to where he spilled all the beans. Damn. Go to get that. Micah 7:5.
Micah chapter 7 and verse 5. Trust ye not in a friend. Put ye not confidence in a guide. Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom.
Read that part again.
Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom.
See that? See, he should have been applying that. He shouldn't have been running his mouth. So, us as men, we got to understand we can't do the same thing. You can't be doing the pillow talking. Leadership talks about that. You find out something, the next thing you know, you telling your rib and stuff like that. We not to do that. That's what the scriptures are saying there. Go to, let's go to second Esdras. Because this is what happened to my man Samson. Yeah, first Esdras, I'm sorry. First Esdras 4, let's get that.
First Esdras chapter 4 and verse 26. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sake.
Oh, so we had many people, even today, brothers run out of their wits for women. Get the video with a dude bugging out. Get the video. This dude bugging out because his wife wouldn't take him back or something. I'm going to show you. Brothers be going mad over these women, man. Y'all got the video? It's a love story gone wrong.
What is he doing? Oh! Dad, get over here. Oh my God. Dad, get over here. Are you kidding? Why over there?
I wonder if my man got a CDL up in there.
I got this.
Hey, that joint look like that GTS.
Yeah, it do look like Grand Theft Auto. Look at my man. Damn, neighbor's car messed up. Look at that. You just parking over there. My man ran into your car.
Grand Theft
Lost his
Auto.
wits, man, because his ex-wife wouldn't take him back. My man had destroyed the property and rolled out.
To the next mission.
My man going to dump his load now. You know what I mean? That was his lunch break. He took his lunch break. He's like, look, I'm going to go over there. Damn, he done tore that joint up.
He said that was his lunch break.
He was on his lunch break. He's like, I'm going back to work now. I got to deliver this load.
Oh, man.
Damn. Yeah, that's it right there. No, Deacon be joking about that. He be, man, some of them truck drivers to be out on the road. Y'all just got to make sure y'all handling y'all business, man, at the house. Let's go back. Let's go back to First Esdras 4. Let's finish that up. Let's read that 26 again.
First Esdras 4, chapter 4, verse 26. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women, and become servants for their sakes.
Read.
Many also have perished, have erred, and sinned for women.
That's it. So that's what I want to get on. They're just showing you that, especially when you're in simp mode, you see simps do all kinds of crazy stuff. They be killing themselves. They be doing all kinds of stuff. Now, me, the thing, I'm going to tell you, simps and pimps got one thing in common. They do have some things in common. Both of them are, bad. But when you really think about it, there's not a lot of difference between a pimp and a simp. And the reason why I say that is because both of them idolize the box. You understand that? Just the thing with the simp is that it's only one box. So I guess you could take that S and make it singular. So with the pimp, the P would be plural. It's multiple boxes. They chasing a bunch of boxes. So, but the same thing is the idolatry of the woman. You understand what I'm saying? Like they putting the women, in front of everything else. You'll have somebody that, I'm not talking about like a pimp, like, somebody that's like on the corner. Our brothers call themselves pimps because they messing with a whole lot of sisters. They say, I'm a pimp. I got this sister over here. I got that sister over there. And then some of them have families. They'll be married. It's like, okay, so you out at night when you get off of work messing with this sister. What's going on with your kids? You ain't taking care of your kids. So now you putting that above your family. So how's that? You understand what I'm saying? Like, how's that work? Now, who's raising your kids? Your kids, where's the father at in the house? So that's why a lot of our stuff is out of order. But you got to understand that that's what's promoted to us through the music videos and stuff like that. Because the thing is, if you're not a pimp, you understand, then they'll say you're a square or whatever the term is that they use. You know what I'm saying? Like the latest to put you in a box, like you're not, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not, I don't know, whatever term they use in the call. You're not a G. You understand what I'm saying? You're not, you know what I mean? Because you ain't got all these different hoes, man. You ain't getting down with the hoes. And then on the flip side, it's the simp. I ain't, I'm with the one woman. I love my woman. I'm not going to be cheating on you. I'm going to do this. I'm going to drink your bath water and all that. That's on the flip side. You understand that? So but we ain't supposed to be simps or pimps. We got to be men of the Lord. You understand what I'm saying? We ain't sitting around drinking sisters' bath water and all that. What was that? Babyface that had that song? Something about that. He'd wash your clothes and cook your dinner and do all that. I'm like, when you listen to that song, I just imagine Babyface with a daggone dress on and a skirt and everything else. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that stuff sounds so crazy. I'm just like, hold on, man. Like, they playing this on the radio. I think that joint was a hit. Wasn't that joint like a #1 hit or something? Yeah. What was the name of the song? Y'all know what I'm talking about? It's old school. Whip Appeal. Damn. That was like the biggest simp song.
He was wet. He was what?
Yeah, that was like, he was like the biggest simp.
Damn.
Like, he actually surpassed Keith Sweat, which is hard to do in a song. You know what I'm saying? Like, because Keith Sweat be simping. But Babyface actually surpassed Keith Sweat. I was like, damn, the simpery is on another level. He took that joint to a whole nother level. Yeah, so let's get another brother that lost his wits in the scriptures. Let's get that. This is one of the first simps. Let's go to Numbers 25. This dude was bugging. Yeah, Adam. Yeah, he was the first one, but this one, he was up there with him. He's not too far behind. Mm-hmm. This dude was bugging right here for real. Get this right here.
Yep. Numbers 25 and verse 1. And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab.
So they did what? What was we doing?
The people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab.
Read.
And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods. And the people did eat.
So now, can you serve the God of Israel and deal with a Moabite? What God the Moabite serving today? Buddha. So just imagine you're an Israelite. I know I'm Israel. And, Moab. Let me get Moab real quick. Let's go to Nehemiah 13:1. So I'm an Israelite. This is what I'm teaching. But me and Moab, we're going to get married. Let's see if this is going to work out. Let's read the scriptures right here. Get that joint.
Nehemiah chapter 13 and verse 1. On that day they read in the book of Moses in the audience of the people. And therein was found written that the Ammonites.
The Ammonites? Oh, go ahead.
and the Moabite
Uh-huh.
should not come into the congregation of God forever.
How that's going to work out? They ain't never getting into the kingdom. So we already know that relationship is doomed for failure. But get the video, though, because y'all thinking that was back then, Numbers 25. Nah, that ain't going to happen today. Get the Asian women video. Let's get that. And then we're going to come back.
As you know, I have a black husband.
Hi, I'm Yawan. I don't have husband, but I have jungle fever.
So today we're going to teach you how to pick up a black man. First of all,
You have to be sexy.
usually Asian girls, they like to be cute.
Like Asian.
Yeah, like egg. Number 2,
You have to be extra sweet when you're talking.
yeah, so be sweet. Be extra sweet. They like booties. Okay? Lots of guys, they like booties and booties. But black guys, they especially have very big love for booty. Always remember, when you see them, booty out. When you're even sitting, booty out. When you're wearing dress, you have to emphasize your booty. As you know,
Moab, crazy, man. But hey, look, it show you, though. You understand? Like, hey, look, I'm going to tell you. The women here have been trained to be so bad. You got brothers that actually see that video, and they'll go over there. You understand that? Like, and I'm not even playing. Like, they got what they call the passport brothers now.
Passport brothers.
Going around, they say, look, I can't even deal with the woman over here. So you got to think about it. Esau's basically took our sister psychological warfare. Everything that he's taught them how to absolutely repel men so no man want to deal with them. That's why a lot of them can't get married, because they've been trained to repel men in their actions and everything like that and how they conduct themselves. And he's trying to train us to be, more effeminate. That's why you're seeing the Nas X and things like that. So we're under the same attack. But now it's getting brothers where they look, I ain't dealing with the black sister. I'm going to these different countries over, wherever, the passport brothers.
So you saying that a long time ago they started population control with us?
Oh, yeah. They definitely started that. They want to destroy our family. But you got to understand, like, so what we're reading here, let's go back to Numbers 25.
Numbers 25 and verse 2. And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods. And
Start at 1. Let's read 1 again.
Okay. Numbers 25 and verse 1. And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab.
So that we just saw a couple of the daughters of Moab on the screen. Read.
And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods, and the people did eat and bowed down to their gods. And Israel joined himself unto Baal Peor, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel.
Keep reading.
And the Lord said unto Moses, Take all the heads of the people, and hang them up before the Lord against the sun, that the fierce anger of the Lord may be turned away from Israel. And Moses said unto the judges of Israel, Slay ye every one his men that were joined unto Baal Peor.
So he killed them because we were out there dealing with the other nations. We weren't supposed to be dealing with the other nations, because the other nations would draw us into worshiping their gods, into idolatry. So just like today, if a brother went over there and dealt with one of them Asian sisters over there, you think he's going to be able to come in here and keep the laws with his fringes on and stuff like that? How are you going to bring her into the sanctuary? You understand that? And then she got a image of Buddha on her neck. That ain't, you understand what I'm saying? Keep reading.
Verse 6. And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman in the sight of Moses.
Here come the super simp. This girl fine. Y'all see this sister right here I got? Go ahead, read.
And in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel.
He was sporting this broad. You know what I'm saying? He in front of everybody. Everybody out there crying about what just went down. This dude is simping hard. He don't even notice what's going on. He's so, on the sister. Read.
And in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle.
So what was everybody doing? Everybody weeping before the door of the tabernacle. This dude sporting in a sister from another nation. He coming up in there. Look, man, I don't know what y'all crying about, but I got this fine tenderoni right here. I'm about to go up in here and make some things pop. Let's see what happened though.
About to make some stir fry.
Yeah, he about to make bad. We about to see what's gonna go down. Read.
Who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand. And he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her belly. So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel.
Damn. That's some crazy stuff right there, man. I'm telling you. And that's what I'm trying to tell you, man. Simps be tripping. Let's jump to Proverbs 5, 1 through 13. It's another example. Right here, this is where we gotta, brothers, we gotta make sure that we stick to these laws, man, and we operate in the laws, especially when it comes to dealing with our sisters. Because if everybody play their role, sisters play their role, brothers play their roles, we're gonna get back on top. That's how we're gonna get back on top. We're not gonna win no championships, man, with Shaq at point guard. I can tell you all that right now. It just ain't gonna happen. I don't care how good he is. He not made to be at point guard. You understand that? So look, brothers, you're not made to be behind the skirt. You're not made. We got to be out front leading the people. Read what you got.
Proverbs chapter 5 and verse 1. My son, attend unto my wisdom, and bow thine ear to my understanding, that thou mayest regard discretion, and that thy lips may keep knowledge.
Let's read.
For the lips of a strange woman drop as an honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil.
So this is actually a similitude because this strange woman is talking about sin. Understand that, but it's still we can use it in the we can use it for women too. But this is going into sin. But I want y'all to think about it both ways. Read.
But her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Her feet go down to death. Her steps take hold on hell.
Read.
Lest thou shouldest ponder the path of life. Her ways are movable, that thou canst not know them. Hear me now, therefore, O ye children, and depart not from the words of my mouth.
So I was letting you know, let's keep the commandments, brothers. Keep your minds in the game. Understand what we're here to do. What we're here to do is repent and get the crown. That's what we want to do. So we got to keep our eyes on that. We can't get distracted. Read.
Remove thy way far from her, and come not nigh the door of her house.
This is the part I really wanted to get to, verse 9.
Verse 9. Lest thou give thine honor unto others, and thy years unto the cruel.
So that's what we don't want to do, brothers. Y'all understand that? We don't want to give our honors to others. We don't want to come underneath of somebody, become a servant to a harlot, because you know what I mean, brothers be dealing with these hoes, and then the next thing you know, she out there dealing with, man, I'm going to tell y'all a true story. When I was working on this job site, I forget the guy's name. I wish I could think of his name. But anyway, he came to the job crying one day. His name was Daryl. And all he used to talk about was this 78 Nova, and he was like an old school guy, right? He was talking about these 78 Novas, but he was having problems at his house. So he told me one day that his woman that he was with had him sleeping on the couch and had another dude in the bedroom while he's on the couch. I was like, that is the craziest thing I ever heard in my life. Like, dude, I was like, I'm thinking in my mind, did you get up and make the dude breakfast or something? Or, I mean, you stayed there on the couch, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, you got to be tired after all that. Let me go ahead and get you some breakfast, scramble you some eggs and all that. Like, come on, dude. I wouldn't even tell nobody no story like that. You understand what I mean? Like, I couldn't even believe it. This is like, man, I'm telling you, man, there's some super simps out here. You understand that? You got to be a simp to go for some stuff like that.
There's no word for that.
Yeah.
That's not even a
Hey,
simp.
look, I'm going to tell y'all, anybody
That's not
that
even
know
a
me,
super simp.
that's a true story. I'm going to tell y'all,
Damn.
as crazy as it sounds, I got some crazy stories, but they all true. Like, that
brother
definitely is
posted
true.
up on
Read
it.
verse 10.
Verse 10. Lest strangers be filled with thy wealth, and thy labors be in the house of a stranger.
So you see that? Because a lot of times, like when you're dealing with these dudes that simps, what's one of the first things they do? What they be doing? They be buying a lot of gifts. You understand that? Spending their money on. I know another dude that was a simp. He was telling me what he was gonna do for his girl. How he was gonna lay the rose petals from the when she come in the door, all the way to the bathtub, and had the candles around the bathtub when she got off of work. And then this girl used to treat him like trash. Like Officer Matt, he'll tell you he was actually in the car with him on the while he was on the phone. And the sister said he used to call her sweetie. She said, tell you the guy that's with you, I wear the pants in the house. I run this. I wear the pants in the house. Yeah, that's what she said that right on the phone. Ask Officer Matt. So one day I was talking to him, this dude, we call him Vicious. Like I ain't even gonna tell you his real name, but if you actually looked up the word vicious in the dictionary, his picture would be there. That's all I can say. But anyway, he's out there, I guess, trying to sweet talk the girl or whatever. And they had a little argument. She get mad. She's in a Tahoe. He's out the window. She's in the truck, driving or whatever. Behind the driver's seat, they talking. She punches him in the face while they outside talking, and then pulls off and runs his foot over. True story. True story. Yeah, my man Vicious. Like I'm telling y'all, man, y'all be out here. Y'all gonna see some wild stuff out here in these streets. Let's go to yeah, let's keep going. Hold on, you good there. You good there. What I got it down to 13? Nah, we're gonna finish right there. We'll finish right there. Because you'll have Simps that spend, like he'd be broke. He'd give all his money to her. So read that verse again, the last verse again. Verse 10.
Verse 10. Lest strangers be filled with thy wealth, and thy labors be in the house of a stranger.
So what is that letting you know? That you're going to spend all your money. You know what I'm saying on that? So a lot of super simps, they spend all their money on the women. They'll get paid, and the next day all their money gone. She'll have their whole check. Like I know, like for real, like I know people like that. Like they get paid, and their money will literally be gone the next day. They'll be talking about they don't have gas money to get to work. Yeah, and I'm not even joking. Let's go to Proverbs 7 and 10.
Proverbs.
Yeah, go ahead. Hold on, officer got something.
Get Proverbs 3 and 31. Proverbs 3 and 31, real quick.
Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 31. Envy thou not the oppressor.
So it says, envy now not the oppressor. So a lot of times when you have in the world, when we're coming in, before we came in the truth, so in the world, like Officer Mendel was saying, we go out, we buy gifts, we get flowers, candy. They got a thing called Valentine's Day. You know what I'm saying? We take them out to dinner, we woo them, we do all this stuff. That's envying the oppressor. The oppressor told us that's how we supposed to act.
Hey, look, if y'all ever want to go simp watching, stand outside the grocery store on Valentine's Day. And when you see the brother come out there like this,
with the teddy bear,
yeah, all that stuff, you're going to be like, damn, that's how you do simp watching. Just go out there on, February the 14th?
Yep.
And just see all the simps just coming out with the big gifts and all that, all of that. You're going to see them. They're going to be out there on display. They're going to have the outfits on, all that stuff.
Read that again.
Proverbs 3 and 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways.
And choose none of his ways. Guess what? That woman that you simping after, she oppressing you too. And you choosing her ways when you choose to fetch to her like she, you know what I'm saying? Like you're a damn dog. You choosing her ways when you want to run up behind her. So not only are you envying the oppressor, a so-called white man, because he's the one telling us, hey, this is how you're supposed to deal, but she's oppressing you. And so you choosing those ways. You're choosing to stay with that person that's oppressing you as a man.
Good. All right, let's go to Proverbs 7 and 10. Let's read that real quick.
Proverbs chapter 7 and verse 10. And behold, there met with him a woman with the attire of an harlot and subtle of heart.
So a lot of times we bring this out, when we're dealing with sisters on the streets, we'll tell them that they shouldn't dress the way they dress. They're not modest and things like that. And they don't understand that, like when you out and you see a fireman, you know a fireman. Why? Because he got his uniform on. You understand? You know a police officer because he got what? He got a uniform on. He got the gun. He got the badge. You understand that? He got the walkie-talkie, all of that. So if you see a clown, you know what I'm saying? How you going to know somebody a clown? They're going to have the outfit on. They're going to have the green and red hair, the big nose, you know, the shoes and all that. So if we know all of that from their attire, don't you think that if we saw a hoe, we would know a hoe? Based on what? Their outfit, their attire. So read that again, what it say?
Proverbs 7 and 10. And behold, there met with him a woman with the attire of an harlot and subtle of heart.
And that's one thing that what our sisters have to understand, because a lot of our sisters, because they've been programmed to repel men, they think that if they dress a certain way, or if maybe they go get a butt implant, or they get the dumb eyelashes. The eyelashes are so big now. It's just like, I don't like that. Like I'm trying to meet the brothers that actually think that look good. I don't know where they at. Hopefully ain't none of y'all up in here that think that stuff is attractive. But I don't know how our sisters are really convinced that, you know, you put that, what I want to call it, I can't really say right now, but you put that mess on your eyes, you get in the mirror, you be like, damn, I look sexy. Like, how do you do that? Like, I just don't get it. Like, it makes no sense. I'm trying to figure out, like, how did this style start? Yeah. Get the, matter of fact, you know what, every time I see that thing, you know what I think about? And y'all probably never put this together, but I think sometimes, I do think that Esau's a prophet sometimes, because if you ever seen the movie Gremlins, where they got the woman gremlin, y'all got to find that. Because I think, like, Esau, like, he was like, prophetically, this is where the black woman is going to end up. We're going to reduce her down to
a gremlin.
a gremlin. Let's see if we can find a video of the female gremlin.
Red high heels.
Yeah, with the high heels. Because when you look at the gremlin, you're like, damn, you know what? They done reduced our sisters to looking like gremlins. Ain't that crazy? I'm glad that ain't none of our sisters in here. Oh, praises for that. Y'all got it? We're going to find the gremlin.
Just type in female gremlin.
Yeah, female gremlin movie. They got it. We're going to bring it up. Because y'all see, I'm going to tell y'all.
And, dress in high heels.
Yeah, they got it. Let's get it up there. Y'all going to see. This Glorilla right here before she was Glorilla. There we go. Y'all got something? Are we still looking? So we're going to get it. So while you get that, let's go to the next scripture. Let's go to Sirach 19 and 29. Because the scriptures will tell you. Like just what I was just talking about, the scriptures will tell you that. Let me know when y'all got the video. Yeah, read that.
Sirach chapter 19 and verse 29. A man may be known by his look, and one that hath understanding by his countenance when thou meetest him.
Read.
A man's attire and excessive laughter and gait show what he is.
So it's letting you know that you can look at somebody and get a gauge on where they're coming from. You understand that? By how they walk, how they talk, how they dress. These are all giving you clues. So that's why it's important, you know, for us brothers, we can't be walking around with our pants hanging down and, you know, all this crazy mess that we see everybody else doing. We can't do that. Sisters, if y'all in the truth, you know you Israel, you can't be walking around with bat eyelashes looking like you got two caterpillars on your eyes or something like that. We don't walk around like that, you know, with the tight clothes and all of that stuff. We can't dress like that. So we got the daughters of Sarah set up, and we got sisters that show our sisters how, as repentant Israelites, how they supposed to dress. Same thing with the brothers. You understand? You see how our brothers get down. We got fashion. We got style. We don't need to be following after those worldly customs. We got our own flavor. As a matter of fact, you know, people starting to follow after us. Y'all got the video? Oh, y'all got it? Okay, they got one. Let's see. Let's see Glorilla back in, when this come out, like the 80s? Let's see this. Hey, look, she got the blonde hair, too. I think it is. It is green. Yeah, I'm supposed to be wearing the green hair, too.
¿Los ven? Este es un completo fracaso de administración. Están comiendo materiales genéticos. Años de investigación.
Hey, look, that's Jake, too.
Le temen a la luz brillante.
That's
¿Hay
us.
alguna por aquí?
Oh, there she go right there. Look at her. Look at the eyelashes and the makeup. All right, that's enough, man. hey, look. Hey, look, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, this thing's crazy out here in these streets. They got our women walking around thinking they look good, looking like gremlins. Golly, Esau got some heavy witchcraft. We just got to stop, man. We got to stop with the foolishness, man. Let's go to Sirach. What I want, 26. Let me see what I got. 9 through, read that, 9 through 12.
Yes, sir. Sirach chapter 26, verse 9. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks.
So we just read that. So it's going by letting you know what? By their looks. Read.
And eyelids.
And eyelids. Why did it just specifically say eyelids? Isn't that letting you know something? You understand that? Y'all get that? Like, why is it just specifically saying eyelids? That's got to let you know there's something to the eyelids. So why the eyelids is, they got these eyelashes out there like that now. What do you think that's saying to people that see that? You understand that? That's why the leadership is talking about that thing right now, because it's putting off a signal. And our sisters, we don't want our sisters putting off that type of signal, getting caught up into, the fashions of the world today. Keep reading.
Verse 10. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through over much liberty. Watch over an impudent eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down, and open her quiver against every arrow.
So that's letting you know. So verse 10 is saying, if thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly. So that's letting you know what? Brothers, we got to keep an eye on our daughters. We can't, because sisters are the weaker vessel. So, if you got a sister out there and a brother that's got game, a pimp, what you call a pimp, a player, whatever you want to call him, he can talk his way in there, because they not, even though our sisters are smart, they really not no match for men. That's why a lot of them get taken advantage of. The Most High calls them the weaker vessel. A lot of times when we go over that scripture, sisters just think that it's just, I just can't pick up the same amount of weight. No, you weaker in every area. You're not on the same level. Just like a child is weaker than a woman. You understand that? Like a 5-year-old child don't have the strength of a woman. A woman don't have the strength or the capacity that a man has. Like, we built completely different. The way we think, the way we process information, the way we deal with, adversity and everything is completely different. We don't deal with stuff the same. Okay, so read verse 12 again.
Verse 12. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down, and open her quiver against every arrow.
So that's letting you know that if you don't stay on top of the sisters, they're going to be turned out to hoes. That's what's going to happen. Because you gotta think about it, man. Brothers, what do they always try to do when they trying to get with a sister? They try to isolate her. They don't want her around talking to her father or nobody else like that. They want to isolate her so they can run the game. And then the next thing you know, it's a wrap. That's how it goes. So that's why sisters always got to have, brothers to protecting them. That's one of the greatest tricks that Esau has actually done to our sisters. Removing their protection, convincing them that they don't need protection. You understand that? You got to think about your enemy. That's the smartest move he can make. Like, look, I really want to get to these people, but I can't get to them because their protectors, their fathers and their husbands and things like that is blocking us from really getting to them like that. So what we got to do is we got to develop systems to move those people out of the way so that we can have access to them. Because if they got access to your women, what else they got access to? Your children. So they can program your kids. Now you got your kids in a public school and you got transgenders dancing around. And that's what they teaching your kids. You understand? We're not educating our kids no more.
When we were at the march, the Martin Luther King Jr. March, right in front of us was men acting like women dressed as clowns. And there was one that was a little boy, dressed just like them, doing the same thing they were doing. So it's trickling down. They had a marching band out there. The person that was in charge of the marching band, you know what I'm saying, he was effeminate. And so was some of the boys that was in the marching band that he was teaching. So it's trickling down.
All right, let's go back to Proverbs 7 and 10. Let's read that. Let's read 7 and 10 again.
Proverbs chapter 7 and verse 10. And behold, there met with him a woman with the attire of an harlot and subtle of heart.
So it's like, you know, she was dressed sexy and she was slick. She was crafty. I mean, that, look, you got to think about it. That's alluring. You know what I'm saying? You see somebody breast popping out, they butt popping out, and then they talking crazy to you too. They know how to talk to you to get you in a position. You know what I'm saying? So they got everything. They coming at you with all the weapons. Keep reading.
Verse 11. She is loud and stubborn.
You see that? But that's the drawback, because you got to think about it. A lot of our sisters, they got this first part. They dress like harlots, and they can talk sweet to get you in the door. But how do they get Negroes out the door? Read verse 11 again.
Verse 11. She is loud and stubborn.
That's why they can't keep them in the house. They run right out the door. They like, damn, I came in here. Everything sounded good and looked good. But once I got in here, that big mouth, I got to roll. Read.
She is loud and stubborn. Her feet abide not in her house.
What they say? She for the streets. Mm-hmm. She for the streets. Read.
Now is she without.
Now she without. She ain't got no man. She had one. Her big mouth ran him out the door. Now she ain't got one. Read.
Now in the street.
Now she out on the streets looking for what? Keep reading.
And lieth in wait at every corner.
She looking for another simp. That's what she looking for. Damn, that one got away. Let me get the next one. Keep reading.
So she caught him and kissed him, and with an impudent face
got herself a good simp. This simp say, I'm going to turn a hoe into a housewife. I can do it. I know I can do it. I'm going to go get you some flowers. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm a saver. I'm Captain Save-A-Hoe. Keep reading.
And with an impudent face said unto him, I have peace offerings with me. This day have I paid my vows. Therefore came I forth to meet thee diligently to seek thy face.
I came just out here looking for you. I saw you all the way across the road. You were so sexy, huh? You like 4'1", 500 pounds. She just seen you cash your check at the bank. She's like, yeah, I seen you. You look like Denzel Washington. Keep reading.
And I have found thee. I have decked my bed with coverings of tapestry, with carved works, fine linen of Egypt. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and
she got all the sweet smelling perfume on, everything laid out. Look, man, my house I got this little apartment up the street. That joint nice. It's clean. Come up in there. Keep reading.
Come, let us take our fill of love until the morning. Let us solace ourselves with loves. For the good man is not at home. He has gone a long journey.
The dude that I was messing with, he locked up. He ain't going to be out for another 10 years. Keep reading.
Verse 20. He hath taken a bag of money with him and will come home at the day appointed. With her much fair speech, she caused him to yield. With the flattering of her lips, she forced him. He goeth after her straightway as an ox goeth to the slaughter.
You see that? So she ran a lot of game. Sweet talked the brother, got him in the door. So it's letting you know that he go forth straightway like an ox going to a slaughter. Ox, when they go to a slaughter, they don't know they're about to be put down. They just walking through the little gate or whatever. Then they get hit over the head with the hammer. Keep reading.
Or as a fool to the correction of the stocks, till a dart strike through his liver, as a bird hasteth to the snare, and knoweth not that it is for his life.
He don't know that was his, you know what I'm saying? Like his life is on the line. Brother got out. He got released early. The Democrats say, look, we got to let all the felons out. We're going to let them all out overnight. This dude like, I'm free. I'm coming home. You sitting up in there getting your simp on. The next thing you know, dude kicking in the door. You out of there. He been lifting weights in jail for 10 years. He coming in the door like this.
Nah, he ain't out of there. He's sitting on the couch.
Oh, he's sitting I'm going to make you breakfast, sir. I was just, holding your spot till you got back. Damn.
Verse 24.
Nah, that's it. That's it. We're gonna get some more simps. Because I know we always go to Ahab and stuff like that. I was gonna bring out some different ones tonight. I'm gonna show y'all that it's in the Bible. Let's go to Jeremiah. You say simps in Jeremiah. What you talking about, officer? Let's get Jeremiah 44.
Jeremiah 44 and verse
15.
15. Then all the men which knew their wives had burned incense unto other gods.
So hold on. These men did what?
Burned incense.
Nah, read the other part.
Then all the men which knew that their wives had burned incense unto other gods.
So you got brothers that know their wives is burning incense to other gods other than God. We got some of that in the body going on here. So what I mean by that? So what are they celebrating here? This is going into Easter, right? So we got brothers in here right now, and their wives is doing what? Celebrating Easter. They still at the Christian church, celebrating Easter, and you coming up in here. You know what I mean? So that's stuff that we got to fix. We can't have that stuff going on. If you're in that situation, you got to correct that. You know what I mean? Otherwise, you like these brothers right here. You getting your simp on. Keep reading.
And all the women that stood by, a great multitude, even all the people that dwelt in the land of Egypt, in Pathros, answered Jeremiah, saying, As for the word that thou hast spoken unto us in the name of the Lord, we will not hearken unto thee.
You see that? Jeremiah, we ain't listening to a damn thing you got to say. So you one of the brothers here, and you say, you know what, brother? You say, you know what, officer? My wife, I've been trying to get her to come to a school for a long time. She won't come. Can you come by and maybe see if you can, talk to her or whatever? You come over there. And what they say, read that again. Verse 16.
Yep. As for the word that thou hast spoken unto us in the name of the Lord, we will not hearken unto thee.
That's what they tell the officer that come over there. I ain't doing that. I ain't going in there with y'all niggas in purple. I'm going right on down here to this good old Christian pastor down here.
That's like you trying to do an exodus when you going over that joint.
Yeah. Like, hey, look, I've done it. You understand what I'm saying? I've been in that situation where brothers say, hey, man, I want you to come through and see if you can do like an outreach for the family. They'll bring family members over, have their wife there. And this right here, what happened? You understand that? This right here, what we're reading. And they'll be right back in the Christian church. Keep reading.
Verse 17. But we will certainly do whatsoever thing goeth forth out of our own mouth.
I'm going to go down there and see Pastor Johnson. Matter of fact, we're going to, after church, we're going to have a feast in the basement. We're going to have chitterlings and shrimps and crabs and all that. Keep reading.
To burn incense unto the Queen of Heaven.
That's going into Esther. We're going to be having an Easter egg hunt. Matter of fact, this Sunday. That's what we're going to do. Read.
And to pour out drink offerings unto her, as we have done, we and our fathers, our kings and our princes, in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. For then had we plenty of victuals and were well and saw no evil.
You see that? I'm blessed and highly favored because I'm a tither. Y'all know y'all heard that before. Let's get the video. Get the video on that. Broke University. Let's get that video. I'm going to show y'all. This real stuff right here.
You tithe? Do you tithe? You don't know what tithing is. You the best ever.
This freshman came to church without any money and had no idea about tithing, but she left with $4,000. This took place at the Tithe Demonstration Sunday at New Birth Church, which is pastored by Pastor Jamal Bryant. Just watch how this happened.
Thank you so very much. This is my best student. So, no, stay right here. Where you going? When I walk off, you stay. Thank you. All right. So tithing is if God gives you something, you got to give 10% of it back to him. So like if God gave you $100, then 10% of that is $10. You got it? Yes. Do you need 100? You need 100. Okay. So let me show you. It's 10. Thank you. That's 20. That's 30. That's 40. That's 50. 60. You got it? 70. 80. 90. 100.
I would have took off.
So
right
now,
there.
That's God. That ain't from me. God gave you 100, right? So you tithe 10%, right? So out of that 100, you give 10 back to God. And this is what goes to God. What you gonna do if you're a tither? Yeah, put it right in there. So God gave you 100. You put 10 in here, right? He says, give, it's gonna be given back to you. So I'm gonna give you another 100.
Y'all ain't seen no witchcraft yet. Let it keep going. We're gonna see the witchcraft gonna get real powerful here in a minute.
That's 80. That's 90. That's 100. So now he gave you another 100. So if you're gonna tithe, what you gonna do? Yeah. Thank you. All right. Now back up. He says, give, and it's given back to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Watch this. And then he says, and strangers. Oh, y'all ain't saying nothing to me. God, I can't hear no worshipers right through here. And strangers will start blessing you. Folk you don't even know. Folk you never met before.
Hey, go ahead. I don't want nobody in here to catch the Holy Ghost. I don't want nobody in here going, blah, 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 blah.
Nah,
don't need none of that.
Nah, they gonna be like,
Y'all
I'm
shut
broke.
that down. I've seen somebody getting in the spirit up in here. We don't need that up in here. Come on now. Y'all see the witchcraft? That was straight witchcraft, man. But that's just what we reading right here in the scriptures. The sister said that they saying they blessed. We just read that. Read that last part of the precept right there where it say forward then. Read that. Right there at the bottom of verse 17. Now you can read 17 on down. Read it all the way through, and then we're going to get to the bottom.
44:17, Jeremiah 44:17. But we will certainly do whatsoever thing goeth forth out of our own mouth.
I'm going to see Jamal Bryant. Read.
To burn incense unto the Queen of Heaven.
And we're going to celebrate Easter in that church. Read.
And to pour out drink offerings unto her, as we have done. We and our fathers are kings and our princes in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem.
My grandma used to go to that church, and her grandma, and on down the line. I'm going to keep on going there. You ain't going to tell I ain't changing. Read.
For then had we plenty of victuals, and were well, and saw no evil.
I was blessed and highly favored. I was a tither. God was blessing me. I had money coming in. My business was succeeding, and this and that. Read.
Verse 18. But since we left off to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven.
But since you got in that truth, since you start trying to keep them laws, read.
And to pour out drink offerings unto her, we have wanted all things, and have been consumed by the sword and by the famine.
It seems like every time we turn around, the car breaking down, something going on, we're going through some type of affliction. But when I was in that good Christian church, everything was going good. We was blessed and highly favored. Y'all see that? That's the same thing right there. Keep reading. Watch what it say, though. Keep reading.
Verse 19. And when we burned incense to the Queen of Heaven and poured out drink offerings unto her, did we make her cakes to worship her and pour out drink offerings unto her without our men.
You was right there with me. Matter of fact, you right there with me now. For the brothers that ain't repentant. You simping, you helping me. So what it say? It said without our men. Like you was there. Like you here. It ain't like you ain't part of this. You doing the same thing that I'm doing. Jump to Jeremiah 7:18. Let's see why I say that. Because we got a lot of brothers, man. And I'm talking about brothers that's, you're trying to get your mind right. You got a battle at the house. We can't give in to that. You understand that? Read this, what you got right here.
Jeremiah chapter 7 and verse 18. The children gather wood, and the fathers kindle the fire. And the women knead their dough to make cakes to the Queen of Heaven.
You see that? So guess what? The men was helping. The men was putting out the Easter bunny. You get the Easter basket with the children. Yeah. You get the little Easter basket with the little plastic grass in there, and your little marshmallow birds and all that. For the Queen of Heaven, read.
And to pour out drink offerings unto other gods, that they may provoke me to anger.
So this is showing you what? The men is following behind the women. You got simps. That's what that's going into. You got brothers, these sisters and all this evil. They're not correcting the sisters. They just going along with the stuff. All right, so let's go to We're gonna start dealing with the pimps a little bit. We touched on the Simps. I'm gonna have to do a part 2. I ain't gonna be able to finish with the time I'm at, but let's go to Deuteronomy. Let's see what it say, because we got a lot of brothers. Man, you know, I got this woman, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I'm on this street and I'm doing that. You know, I'm a player, man. I got these honeys right here. Look at this. Look at these pictures I got here. 23 and 17. Deuteronomy 23, 17.
Deuteronomy chapter 23 and verse 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel.
So we should not be glorifying whoring out our sisters. You understand what I'm saying? Like, these are our daughters. These are our mothers. You understand that? This is what these are our wives. We shouldn't take, no other nation takes pride in whoring out their sisters. You don't see videos of the nations proudly saying, you know, their sisters is hoes throwing money at them while they twerk on the hood of cars. You never seen an Asian video like that. You don't see an East Indian video like that. They have us degrade our women like that, treat them like harlots and hoes to promote, you know, the imagery. Let's get the video, the breeding captives. I want to show y'all where this stuff started from and how we really got to this. You know, here in America, I should say. Y'all got the video? Okay, here we go.
Whoa, whoa.
Big Pearl doesn't have a little bug.
Oh, my God. Why, that's wonderful. Hold these, Ellen, will you? I'll be right back. Real fine, baby, for sure. Real fine. Oh, he's fine. Me? Where are you going? You all right, Big Pearl?
I'm fine, Master Son. It just pop out like a seed out of a peach.
Why for you want to tell that lie? Damn, he sure is a big varmint.
Oh, it's a champion just like his paw.
Mead! Mead! What's the matter with you, Mead? Ain't you glad what a fine sucker you give Big Pearl? Has my papa seen him yet?
No, sir.
Craig can show it to him. Mead, you come with me.
I see them hunters. Ain't no more than black worms at first. But this Maine dingo, purity Maine dingo.
Oh, Papa, he's a ringtail snorter. He's sound, too. Look at his arms.
You see, Hammond, there weren't no harm, Big Pearl and Mead.
Oh, pause it right there. So now, if I remember right, the reason why he's saying there's no harm between Big Pearl and Mead, because that was his mom. He didn't know that was his mother. They breeded him with his own mother. That's what they showing how they used to do us. Go ahead and play the video.
Husband Hammond, welcome home.
You see Mead sucker here?
Oh, right pretty.
$2 silver for you, Mead. You deserve 'em. Take 'em.
I reckon Mead's just too proud to take that money, Papa. Ain't you? There, Mead. You take him back to Big Pearl.
You tell Big Pearl to give him lots of milk. The way she titted out, she got enough milk for a dozen suckers. We can sell that sucker for $2,000-3,000, I reckon, eh? Yeah.
Papa Ward. Hammond, you crave a toddy?
Oh, that's it right there. So that's showing you, you know, how they would take the men and they would breed them. You know, they take the strongest dude and they would just hop him from spot to spot to breed him. So they even breeded him with his own mom. Just showing y'all how they used to, where a lot of this stuff that you see, these so-called pimps and players and all that, that stuff started there. Here in America, it started there. That's how they started us out, being promiscuous and having us running through a whole lot of women. I'm going to show you some more stuff when we go on. Let's go get the scripture real quick. Let's go to Proverbs 6 and 26.
Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 26. For by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread, and the adulteress will hunt for the precious life.
So how many times have we seen that where you see a brother that's so-called pimp or player, he got all these hoes out there, he running the streets, and the next thing you know, something happened to him. He gets sick, he get in an accident or something, he can't take care of himself. You think any of them women that he was running through, what you think gonna happen to that dude? He gonna die by himself. You understand? So when you read that, that's just an example. There's plenty of other ones. But read verse 26 again, what it say?
Proverbs 6:26.
Because he running, most time he running with hoes. Read.
For by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread.
Meaning to a real low state. You understand? Impoverished. A lot of them be in nursing homes. They be in all kind of shelters and stuff like that. They did all this running through. Now they can't run no more. The parts is falling all off. The blue pill extending their life a little bit. Because he used to be a sugar daddy. And when he got to a certain age, he was done. Now these sugar daddies, they 90 years old. They got the blue pill. They still running. You still got old heads. They out there. You see a dude 90 years old with a dad going have his pants hanging down. He got his hat turned to the back. He up in the club. It's like, nigga, if you don't sit your old ass down, that's what I want to say. But man, some of our brothers, man, they so foolish. Read.
For by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread, and the adulteress will hunt for the precious life.
Read.
Can a man take fire in his bosom and his clothes not be burned?
So it's asking a rhetorical question. Can you hold fire in your lap and not get burned? No, you can't do that. Read.
Can one go upon hot coals and his feet not be burned?
Can you go up on hot coals and your feet not get burned? No, you ain't going to do that. Read.
So he that goeth into his neighbor's wife, whosoever toucheth her shall not be innocent.
So that's what it's letting you know. You can't be out there because you got these pimps and players. Yeah, she was married. I went up in there. Yeah, she was fine, this and that. Keep reading. Is that it? That's all we want? Yeah, that's all we want. We're going to stop right there. So let's go to Sirach 18, 30 and 31. Let's get that right there.
Sirach chapter 18 and verse 30.
Read.
Go not after thy lusts, but refrain thyself from thine appetite.
So now you might have been out there in the game, doing stuff like that. We got to contain those lusts. Brothers that's on the porn and stuff like that, we got to stop, man. I've seen a lot of brothers basically ejaculate themselves right out of the truth. Like, I understand it's hard, brothers are single, stuff like that. Y'all brothers really got to learn how to control your lust. Understand that? Stay into your scriptures, stay into the law. Try to stay active, do whatever you got to do. Don't fall. I'm telling you, that's a dangerous vice right there that a lot of brothers deal with. Read.
Verse 31. If thou givest thy soul the desire that please her, she will make thee a laughing stock to thine enemies that malign thee.
You see that? And that's what happens to a lot of brothers, man. You end up, Samson. You understand? They was there laughing at the brother when he got his eyes knocked out. You understand that? So let's see what I want now. Hold on, give me a second. Let's see what I want to get. I want to get, let me get the next page. Just give me a quick second. I got distracted. I had a message come in. Let's get the next video. So now, like I was getting at, this right here is an old school pimp. This Bama was out there, 90 years old, still wrecking. Get the video. Oh, hold on. That ain't it right there. That's the wrong video. The one we want is breeding slaves. Yeah, that's not it. Yeah, we want the video breeding the slaves.
At the time of slavery in Brazil, there are many reports and stories, documentation that were never disclosed, and today we will reveal some of the things that happened at that time in Brazil. Slavery was the greatest chapter in the history of Brazil. Slaves chained, whipped, maimed, and starved by their masters, millions of slaves lived and died working in coffee fields. Despite slavery being abolished over 150 years ago, most Brazilians still prefer to hide this reality from the world. Did you know that the strongest slaves were selected to be breeders at the time of slavery in Brazil? They would be kept in a slave quarters and were obliged to mate and impregnate other slaves, processes similar to the mass reproduction of cattle on large farms. The slave master's objective was to increase the number of stronger and healthier individuals on the plantations without having to pay for them. If you were born then and your mother was a slave, so would you be. These mass breeding practices continued until a new law was implemented, the Law of the Free Womb, signed in 1871, in which it proposed that the children of enslaved mothers, born after that date, would be free. But before this law, every baby born to a slave was also a slave and belonged to his mother's master. Before this law, the slave masters used this breeding practice to make the slaves stronger and healthier for at least 2 centuries, and so they could keep their slave quarters always full without having to pay anything more. Male slaves, strong, tall, and in good health, were selected for somewhat humiliating work. They had to be intimate with the group's slaves in order to impregnate them. These girls were also selected for their health history and physical condition. As soon as a girl started puberty, she could already be selected as a sire, and, if that happened, she could already receive regular visits from other sires. The breeding slave Patasica. His name was Roque Jose Florencio, known by the nickname Patasica, was the best-known breeding slave. He lived in the early 19th century in the region of the city of São Carlos and São Paulo. Due to its physical size and excellent performance in manual work, the Patasica was declared a high-quality breeding slave. At 2.18 tall, at that time, there was a myth that taller slaves were stronger and were more likely to father much stronger male children. Patasica was obliged to visit the slave quarters regularly to do his breeding work on the selected women, and the records of the time say that throughout his life, he brought 200 more healthy children into the world. According to experts, about 30% of the population of the village of Santa Eudoxia in the region of São Carlos are direct descendants of this man. His success as a breeder has earned him many perks. Patasica did not work in the fields and did not live in the slave quarters. His job was to look after the farm horses. He was also in charge of fetching his lord's mail, for which he regularly rode 30 kilometers on horses. But his most important obligation was to reproduce. Because it is a high-quality breeder, even its food was differentiated. He ate the same foods as his masters, had access to vegetables, fruits, juices, and eggnog every morning. At some point in his life, Roque fell in love, and his lord allowed him to live with his wife in a house on the property. And there they had 9 children. But he never abandoned his duties as a breeder, and, even though he was married, he still had to visit the women in the slave quarters regularly. He would have fulfilled his obligations until the end of his virility, which, according to records at the time, lasted almost 90 years. Historians say it is possible that he lived to be 130 years old, and his death occurred in 1958. A document issued indicates that Patasica died of heart failure, myocarditis, sclerosis, and senility. Unfortunately, the lack of documents with clear dates on the birth and death of the Patasica makes it difficult to confirm its age. But surely they weren't all breeding slaves who had an equal life and his, with certain perks. But tell us here in the comments, did you already know this story? Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. At the time of...
That's it. Man, I'm telling you, that was an old pimp right there. He was 130 years old. He's still out that joint. They still got this dude 130 years old. The white man is the devil to do some mess like that, man. That stuff crazy right there. But I'm telling you, a lot of the stuff that us brothers is doing is like, come from that. We got brothers, we got to stop that, man. We can't be doing that type of stuff, man. Like, we can't be whoring out ourselves. You don't see no other nations doing that. You got something you want to say?
No, I was just going to say it's post-traumatic slave syndrome, just like the book. That's what it is. So whatever we did in the past, we're doing now. Whatever our mindset was in the past is what our mindset is today. So if you that type of person that's going around and we whoring our women and doing that, that's because that's what we were doing in the past.
All right, like I said, I'm definitely gonna have to do a part 2 because I got might didn't even get to the boss chicks, but I got one last scripture for the pimps. I got to get this for the pimps and the players. This is your scripture right here, Sirach 23:17. Let's get that right there.
Sirach 23 and verse 17. All bread is sweet to a whoremonger. He will not leave off till he dies.
Just like the video we just watched, dude, 130 years old, still trying to get in. They probably had to wheel him in there or something like that. He won't leave off till he dies. Say all bread is sweet. Now I know the brother was, in slavery and stuff like that, but you already know it wasn't like there was a job he hated, based on. Hey, you doing something? You doing something for, 70, 80 years? Dang, they ain't even had a blue pill back then. My man, he was about his job. That's one night he was devoted.
Brother's about to go home and eat a lot of fruits and veggies now.
Yeah, my man was about his job. He's like, look, man, I'm working overtime today. I ain't taking no lunch. I ain't taking no break, no smoke breaks or nothing. I'm working, putting in my 12 hours a day, 12-hour shift.
It was smoke.
Yeah. So it says all bread is sweet, because you have, especially dudes that's heavy in the whoredom, they'll hit anything. It's a story I really can't tell y'all, but so I ain't gonna tell y'all. But I'm just telling y'all, I was around a crazy whoremonger. When I had a job, when I was an apprentice working at the post office, I was an electrical apprentice, and the dude that was in charge of the maintenance shop, all he talked about was women. He just talked about the box all day. That's all he talked about was the box. And then his toolbox, you know how you got the slide-out drawers in his toolboxes? He had cut out pictures of the box all in there. That said, this dude was like a horror. He literally ran through everybody in the post office. When I say he ran through everybody, I'm talking about dudes too. He talked about the punks and everything. I was like, dude, he was on another level. I can't even tell y'all all that story. I just give y'all a little bit of that one. But let me tell you, I done ran across some vicious dudes. Keep reading. Let's go. 18.
Verse 18. A man that breaketh wedlock saith thus in his heart, who seeth me?
That's what they say. Nobody can see me. Read.
I am compassed about with darkness.
I cover my tracks. I shut my phone off. I got a different outfit on. I got a rental car. They do everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a hotel. I'm over here across town. Ain't none of her relatives living over here. Keep reading.
The walls cover me, and nobody seeth me. What need I to fear? The Most High will not remember my sins.
They ain't thinking about God. Keep reading.
Such a man only feareth the eyes of men.
So they don't really fear God. You know what I mean? They just worried about getting caught by their wife or or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or their family. They just worried about getting caught. They don't really have a fear of God. It's not like, God gonna judge me for that. They ain't worried about that. Hey, it's like, I just don't want so-and-so to find out so I can keep doing my thing. Keep reading.
Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts.
Because we got angels watching every move we make. We got angels in here right now watching us. Keep reading.
He knew all things ere ever they were created. So also after they were perfected, he looked upon them all. This man shall be punished in the streets of the city, and where he suspecteth not, he shall be taken.
You see that? So it's letting you know that you thinking you getting away, but at the end of the day, God is going to judge you for that evil right there. Let's get the video. We're going to show what happened in this video right here. The police officer, somebody was messing around with his wife and he ran up on him. Let's get the video.
Parou lá, aqui. Agora que vem. Carro dele lá. Bateu o carro da mulher. Vamos pegar essa placa. Olha o carro dele, não queria abrir a porta. Olha o cara foi lá conversar com ele. Aí, pegou um tiro, cara. É policial civil, aparentemente não é policial militar não. Não vai falar não, é policial civil. Atirou na mulher também? Quem sabe por isso. Policial civil. Beleza, pode saber quem é. É policial civil, esse aqui.
That's it. Hey, look. Thought he was getting away. That's a bad day right there, bro. That's a real bad day. But that's the scriptures, though. We just read it. Y'all see that? That's the reality of that. So look, everybody, I appreciate y'all coming. You got something you want to add?
Yeah, real quick, based off that video, Proverbs 6:34.
Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 34. For jealousy is the rage of a man.
So that's what you saw in that video. That was a jealousy right there in that man. He was raged. He was pissed off. Read.
Therefore, he will not spare in the day of vengeance.
You see that? That was his day of vengeance right there. He was raining down vengeance on anybody that was in his way. The dude that tried to help him with opening the door. That was the boyfriend. That was a boyfriend right there. So who was in the other car?
The girlfriend, his wife.
Oh, damn. Well, like I said, he ain't spared nobody. Everybody got it that day.
Keep reading, though. Keep reading what it says.
Verse 35. He will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts.
Man, I got $100 in the bank. Here, take this money. Hey, nah, don't. You're gonna get these bullets. I don't want your money. I don't want nothing you got. You're going to get these bullets. That's what it say right there. So, look, I got to do a part 2. I appreciate everybody coming out. If you log in, I appreciate everybody logging in. So, we got to get, so I didn't get the boss chicks. So, we dealt with the brothers. So, when I do the next class, I don't want to hear no sisters whining about, hey, y'all get no. Look, we got the brothers. I got the super simps and the pimps. And all we dealing with is the boss chicks. I ain't even dealing with nothing else. So, y'all only get, you know what I'm saying, like one category. So, all right, with that, we say shalom, family.
What is a nation? Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models.